Hello everyone, welcome to Kartcircuit Lelystad. We're doing a 1 hour race starting from P7. My friends are here as well. Samuel starting 4th. We have Alan going in 9th, Ismail in 11th and Wien in 19th. So quite a lot of drivers on this grid as well. And we're gonna have a lot of fun waving to my friend Alan, who is starting right behind me. My goal this race would be to finish in the top 5 or even the podium. Should be possible, or it feels like it's possible, starting this race from P7. We're gonna line up on this grid, or we have already lined up on the grid. There was a little bit of a problem that we were not able to change batteries between race and qualifying, and I really wanted to show you the race, so that is what we're gonna be showing today. We are lined up, my friend there, and we're just looking where my friends are, because we didn't know at the time what the exact positions were where we were lining up, but we find out afterwards that we are one of the most forward of my friends, so it feels really good. I have been to this track quite recently with my fiance, of course. You have seen that on the channel, and we're gonna do this 1 hour race right now. From the start at qualifying, we find out we have a good kart, good top speed and good drive out of the corners, so that is gonna help us in this race. They're now checking every kart if it's still running. The kart in front of me does have a little bit of a problem. It cuts out a few times on the grid, so there's gonna be a marshal there when we are starting the race, which did feel a little bit sketchy, because if I had to go around, then I would only have been able to go to the left, because a marshal on the right. But we show them that he is waving, and he shows that his engine has cut out as well, so that's a bit unfortunate, a bit bad as well. He started and they're gonna push him back a little bit when he has put it on the gas. But yeah, it's really weird, and we should go to the left if he stalls, but there's gonna be not a lot of room, so we're gonna have to see if he stalls. I do think he gets away quite okay, but yeah, we're going to that start quite soon. They're starting another kart right in front of the kart in front of us, so kart stalling on that grid. It's a bit unfortunate, but we're gonna do our best. The timer has already begun, as you can see in the top right. We'll have that throughout the heat, because I timed it at the end, and it was a bit difficult to time it perfectly because it was on a tiny screen on the left. But we have the 5 lights now coming on, or actually 4 lights. They're out and we're underway already. Here we go, great start. We pull alongside the guy on the left. We hop a little bit, trying to get some more speed. My friend Simon's still in front of us. Here we go, first corner, and we're right on the outside. Now we have to make sure we don't do anything stupid or get a penalty, but we're trying to send it down the inside, make a little bit of a mistake. We are actually side by side with the guy behind us, still in position 7. I closed my visor, I forgot, and we push the guy a little bit off wide, not off track, because he was still on track, and we have survived turn 1 and the first half of lap 1 as well. So here we go throughout this beautiful track as well. We're gonna have the 24 hours here quite soon as well, so there was really a practice for that. But there we're not using the DRS cards, we're using the normal cards from Lelystad, which are quite heavy. And we make a mistake, we hit the wall, and we have to look behind us, but there's quite a big gap behind us as well. We go on to lap 2, we have a gap in front of us and a gap behind us, still in position 7. We're gonna have to try and keep track of that position as well. It's gonna be really difficult. It's on a screen at the start finish line, but it's really difficult to see, and we just gonna try and do our best. There's a little bit of fighting going on. Samuel, my friend, in front in kart number 13, I think. He is fighting with the position 6, and he's gonna try and down the inside, but it's not quite. We avoid him and we go a little bit wide. We lose a little bit of time as well, but unfortunately we have some gap behind us, so it's quite doable, and we just gonna go and focus on the people in front of us, because there's a gap behind us. And the person right in front of me is of course Samuel, my friend. He's in 6th position, doing really well. He's gonna be quite quick. Ever since last year he's been improving quite rapidly, so he is definitely someone we're gonna be fighting with the whole race, and it's gonna be very exciting to see what we can do. Now we're not in the DRS cars that we are going to have for the 24 hours. These are from the circuit itself, and these are quite heavy cars, so we're gonna have a lot of problems at the end of the race, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be really interesting. My neck will give up, and we're gonna be hanging in that kart. We're gonna be hanging in, see what we can do. For now we're in P7, so still in that top 10, which I want, but I would like to go for a podium. I thought that was possible when we qualified in this position, but we're still gonna have to do a lot of work if we're gonna get to that position and finish there. We're already up to a 43.3, so improving our lap time and going quicker than last time. We make a mistake, we go off track, and we're gonna lose a little bit of time to my friend Samuel. He also makes a little bit of mistakes, so he's gonna be slower there, and it's gonna be a lot of mistakes actually this race. 57 minutes still to go, and we do have a few mistakes that we make. We're trying to push for the whole hour, which was a little bit of a mistake. Should definitely have gone a little bit slower, like 95%, so we could maintain speed quite a little bit more instead of having a lot of problems with this track. And we both again make a mistake. Samuel and I get into that wall. It doesn't cost us a lot of time because he is just right in front of it. Again, a little bit of a mistake. So as you can see, I'm just saying mistake after mistake. I'm trying to push really hard, which is not working. So we're gonna have to calm down, recenter ourselves a little bit, and then try to get quicker throughout this race. But we are in the 43.3, so that's good. Trying to get into those 42s, that's definitely one of the goals of this race. But for now we're just doing our best, and we're already coming up to the first bit of lapped traffic. There's gonna be a lot of traffic, so it's gonna be very important to get through it very quickly so you don't lose any time. But there's gonna be an incident right in front. Samuel has to slow down because there's one slow kart already, and he gets actually hit in the back. Now we're gonna follow Samuel through the corner, and there we go. That is one lapped car out of the way, but it's gonna happen quite a lot more, and it's gonna be very important how quickly you lap track. Now we're looking on the inside, but that's not that good because that is gonna cost a little bit of speed, but we're still right behind Samuel. And now we have our first yellow flag, so we slow down a little bit, but the guys in front of me are going quite a bit quicker, so that's something we keep in mind. They are going quicker through the yellow flag. I actually get hit from behind during that flag for someone that is pushing, and when you go past the incident you can go racing immediately, no waiting for green flags. And we're battling with the guy because we were not that quick through that yellow flag zone, and definitely something we keep in mind for the rest of the race. We're battling, he's just on our outside, we give him enough room through the hairpin, but he's gonna stick a right behind us on the straight, so we're gonna have to be careful that he doesn't use that slipstream to his good effect. Now we're going to the right, so that is in my favor. Now my friend Ismail's coming out of the pit. He has done his pit stop already. Everyone has to do one. If you're alone, you're just gonna be standing still in that pit for about a minute, and if you are with someone else, then you do a driver swap. Now every one of my friends is alone, so they are not doing any driver swaps, just sitting still for 1 minute, and you'll see at the end of this video that will be our pit stop, and the next video will be the second part and the second stint. But we need to catch up to the guys in front of us. They pulled a little bit of a gap during those yellow flags, which is a bit unfortunate, but we also have to look behind because we are going through this corner. We're making a little bit of a mistake, a bit of oversteer, and now we have someone right beside us. Of course this straight is to the right, and we have the same top speed, so we are still in front going through the first corner. We make another big mistake, and now he is right beside us. We're going to the right, so we're on the inside. We make sure we have enough speed, but he does a brilliant switchback, and that is us down to 8th. But we have a bit of luck. The guy there is going very slow, and we're up to position 7, and his kart has died, so that is a bit unfortunate for him, but great for us. Still someone right behind us, unfortunate, so we're gonna have to be careful not to lose any more positions. We are in position 7, so that's a bit great for us. Great fortune that we did not lose a position, but again someone on the left, we go on the grass and we lose another position. But this might actually also be someone who is being quicker than us and is lapping us actually, so that is unfortunate. We still down the inside, still on position 7, so we're gonna be fighting him. Not sure if it is for position. Another yellow flag though, so no overtaking here, and we're gonna be making sure that we just slow down and don't get a penalty. And the guy is getting pushed, and it's another position for us. Might be the same guy, but I see on the timing that we are position 6, so we're gonna change the position to P6. And now we're gonna see the guy with the yellow helmet, the yellow thing on his helmet for the first time. We're gonna be lapping him quite a few times, so we're on the outside now, and we're gonna just drive around, make a little bit of a mistake, and he hits us, but that's okay. And now we're gonna have a big mistake on the hairpin, and we're gonna be side by side with that kart. We are fighting, I think, for position 7, and he's gonna be on the inside as well. Now we're gonna have to do something. He pushes us wide, but he goes wide to the second corner. We make sure we are on the outside, and he has a little bit more speed, but we can stay there. And now we have the inside for the next corner. Beautifully done, and we're gonna make sure he doesn't try anything, and we're gonna try to drive away from him as well. But we're coming up to a little bit of traffic. Make sure to get past quickly, or he's gonna be right on our tail again. So here we go to the left or right, and the guy in front is quite slow. We have to brake, we even hit him, and he's right behind us, the guy we were fighting for P7, and we have to dive down the inside of 2 guys just to make sure we do not lose any positions. It worked out a little bit. We're gonna be looking behind us quite soon, but for now no one is beside us, so we can just take these corners normally. I'm still trying to figure out the best line in this heat for the corners that we are taking. We're trying to take them normally, not mount that previous curb too much, which I did all through last year. And I actually see that I am turning in a little bit too early for these corners, and I'm going to be doing that throughout the race, so that's costing us a little bit of lap time as well, which is unfortunate. But we're going to be trying, like I said a few times, to be driving away from the guy behind us. We're just going to try and do our own thing, and there's two people there. One of them has spun, and that is us through. We're not for position. I think someone tries down the inside. Actually, he dives it down the inside. A really audacious move, because there was not really much room for that, but we do maintain position. Didn't realize he was going to try, but that's okay. We are in front of him still. We do actually make a big mistake, mount the curb. We lose a lot of speed, and we have to do better. We have all our laps in the 43s and high 43s at that, and maybe even 44s. I definitely can do quicker, but these hairpins, I am not taking them optimally. I'm definitely turning in too early, something we will correct for a 24-hour race, which will be in very different conditions. There will be a lot of rain instead of this beautiful sunny day. There will be so much rain. You'll see that when it comes out, but it's definitely gonna be fun. I'll be doing the start there as well, so stay tuned for that. For now, this race, 12 laps done and quite a few more to go, because we have just about 50 more minutes to go before this race is done, and we're now into the 44 lap times again. But we're gonna have a full lap of green flag running, I think, so we're gonna try to get back into those 43s, and now we do quite have a good gap behind us, so we can do our own thing and not worry about the guy that is behind us. And we're catching up to someone in a yellow helmet again, diving down the inside here, making sure he doesn't try anything. But we go wide because we turned in so early and took a lot of speed, and that is us through, but with a little bit of oversteer. And again, someone who we are going to lap. We're going to dive it down the inside. Beautiful move. He didn't have any chance to defend it, and that is us through. That's the thing with the lapped traffic. Of course, they don't know if they are fighting for position, so sometimes you're gonna have a little bit of a battle with someone you are actually lapping, which is fun, but also something you do not really want if you're trying to fight for, I don't know, a podium or even the win, and you get held up. We go a little bit wide. We don't take the corner, great, and we go wide now. Good that there's a lot of a runoff there, and we can just take that, but it's gonna be not good for our lap time. So we did actually improve on our last lap to a 43.3 in the low 43.3s, but we're definitely gonna get even lower this race, because this is not into the 42s. I want to get there. I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna try my best, and we're gonna go into a 43.8. That slide definitely cost us half a second, and we can see in front of us there's more traffic coming up, so we're gonna go around the outside. That was a really easy pass. We even take the apex, and again we dive it down the inside, and you can see there's a lot of difference of skill. Some quite slow drivers, but also quite a few fast drivers, which makes these events really fun. And we're catching up through the most difficult part of the track to overtake. We're gonna have to stick behind through the left or right, make sure we get a better exit, and then we're gonna go down the inside. So that's a good move for us, and again, another position one. You can lose a lot of time fighting these back marks. He actually does a brilliant switchback, but we have more speed on the straight, and we are back to 43.5, so that's good lap time, especially since we overtook like 3 drivers as well. So we're gonna be pushing now. We're gonna see what we can do, and let's see what our next lap is gonna be and how we do when we see the next traffic or maybe an overtake for position. So it took a little bit to catch up to the guys, and I thought I don't want to just talk through this heat and just be rambling on, but we're back now because we're gonna overtake. We actually make a little bit of contact and we make sure that we are still stuck behind him, or we have to stick behind, and now we're gonna try switch back, but he is quite a little bit quicker than the other traffic, so we're gonna dive down the inside. He does leave us room. He does need to take a little bit of avoiding action. If he didn't, there would have been contact, but that is fine. We are through and we are into the 44s. Our lap times mostly in the 43s, which is quick enough, I think, but it could definitely be lower in the 43s. The 43.1 is good, but there's quite a bit of mid of 43.5s or something, so that's a bit unfortunate. But again, some traffic, and we make sure that we get past them quickly. Now there's another guy on the left, so it's a little bit of traffic, so we're gonna use the traffic to overtake the other traffic, dive down the inside and do a 2-4-1 overtake. And now we have the guy with the yellow thing on his helmet again. We're gonna go to the left, and we actually see my friend Rien the left. We gave him a little bit of a bump, another bump, because he is a really slow kart. I thought I would help him with the traffic, and we'll just make sure that he gets past, and then we're gonna go past him. He actually shows us how slow his kart is. We can just cleanly drive past him, so it's a bit unfortunate for him, and it's not gonna be a great race. It's gonna be a fun race, but it's not that good for him. He can't do anything with that kart. It's even gonna die on him halfway through the race, and then you think, yes, I've got a new kart, and it was a bad one again. So that was a bit unfortunate for him. 2 bad cards through this race, while me and Samuel got quite a good one. That's unfortunate thing about these races. You're really dependent on which card you get, and if you get a bad one, then you just lose a lot of time through the race and you can't really do anything. So that's unfortunate for our friend Rien, but we're just gonna be pushing on. We have a little bit of clean air now and no one behind us to pressure us as well. Gonna be doing our best and see what we can do for these clean laps. And it doesn't take long, just about 1.5 laps before we catch up to the next traffic. But we're making a big mistake. We take too much speed. We go on the outside, we hit the tires, and now we're trying to catch up. So we're again taking a lot of speed. We make another mistake. We go wide. So a few mistakes trying to make up for that big mistake. We do take the traffic on the inside. He lets us pass quite easily, and now we're catching up to the next guy. Looking at the scoreboard on the left, and here we go, another bit of traffic. We are quite a bit quicker on that first corner. We're gonna try to do something, but he cuts right in front of us, so we can't do anything. We're gonna look if we're gonna dive down the inside. We just put it next to him, and there we go. We go past him, and that's another position, or at least some traffic that we've dealt with. So in a lap, we have overtaken 2 bits of traffic, or 2 people that were traffic. So that's really good, and we're gonna be pushing on because we can already see the next bit of traffic. And going through the start finish, we actually do have a yellow flag. There's someone spun around in the first corner. We lose a little bit of speed. We make sure we're not going too quickly through that yellow flag, because that'd be a bit unfortunate if we hit someone who is standing still. And we make sure that everything is safe, and we continue on pushing to the next traffic in front. And it has taken quite a bit of time, but we are now catching up to the next guy. Quite a few laps before the last traffic, but we are now right on his gearbox. We think about driving it down the inside, but he's overtaking as well. We hit him a little bit, we apologize, and then we're gonna make sure we're gonna overtake him as well, because he is quite a bit slower through those corners. We're on the inside, we dive down the inside, make sure we hit the brakes a little bit later than him, and there we go up through that traffic as well. So another two people, another 2 bits of traffic caught up and overtaken, and now we are on to the next one, who is about half a straight in front of us. And here you can definitely see the difference in level between some of these karters, because this guy is getting overtaken quite quickly. We really caught up quickly, but we make sure that we don't hit him. It was very close. We go down the inside of the next corner, and there we go, another bit of traffic dispatched, and someone is in front of us again. It's gonna take a little bit to catch up. I think he is at the hairpin right now, and we are just arriving there. So again, about half a straight in front of us, and someone who we're gonna try and catch up. We're doing our best. In the lap time there, 43.8 quite a few times as well, so that is decent, but definitely something we're gonna work on, and we're actually getting to that guy quite quickly. He is just going through the corner in front of us now, so we are definitely quicker than him. And as we're catching up to some traffic, our previous lap was the quickest we've done, but we make a big mistake. We have a big slide, then we have a yellow flag. We show that we've seen it, we actually catch up. We use the yellow flag to catch up. There was someone on the inside there, spun around, make sure he has no room, but we do catch up to the guy in front. He goes a lot slower than us. Hopefully we don't get a penalty for that, and it's gonna take 1.5 seconds out of our lap time. We're looking down the inside, can't quite make it. We're gonna go do the outside, make sure we do kind of a switch back there. He also has some smoke coming from his car that just saw, but I think he's the guy that has it the whole race. This one car just smoking the whole race. It's a bit weird, but yeah, we'll just manage it and we'll go past him. And now we're catching up to another bit of traffic, so now there's quite a bit of traffic coming hot and fast. We're on the outside now instead of the inside. We cut to the inside, he makes sure he brakes, and we get through without any contact, so that's good. But again, there's a yellow flag, not here, another part of the track. The guy that was there is just driving away, but going quite slowly, so that's unfortunate. Going to the hairpin though, we are catching up to quite a bit of traffic. Like I said, I pointed to the marks, the guy was stopped again, and they didn't realize because they're walking away, and they're gonna make sure he gets away from there. But again, catching up, like I said, we are on the outside, probably going to the outside. At least we cut through. That was a really quick and beautiful overtake. And again, the guy, or one of the guys in the yellow helmets, I think these are from the circuit themselves, so that's why there's quite a few people with those same kind of helmets. But we are through, and now we are going to try to catch to another bit of traffic, just 2 cars right in front of us. Now the guy that I was saying a little bit ago that I was catching up is probably quite quick and probably on our lap, because he is just about keeping that gap at the same. Maybe it's my friend Samuel, I don't know. He is somewhere right in front of me. I think he's right now in position 4 or 5, but I'm not quite sure. Someone's coming out of the pit as well, so they're doing their pit laps now, but we are not doing them yet. We're thinking about it, but we're gonna have to make sure to do it on the opportune moment. We dive down the inside of another guy, and now we're gonna have a yellow flag. We're just in front front of the yellow flag and someone is stopped on the apex, can't quite go, and they're gonna have to make sure they get away. But now we're racing again. He's on the outside, but we have the inside for this quick corner, making sure that we stay on the inside. He can't do anything, and now we are full throttle again and going through those corners. He can't catch up, which is good because I don't really want to be caught up and overtaken by one of these guys. Now I'm looking if there's anyone there. I couldn't see if it was left or right, but there's no one there, and we can see actually quite a lot more track. So I was gonna say we'll see you when we catch up to the next traffic, but it's already here. So we're gonna be thinking about having a pit, because as I can see 6 or 8 carts just right in front of me, and then another pack or 6 or 8 carts right in front of that, and that is gonna cost us a lot of time if we have to overtake all of them. Now of course we do have to overtake them, but if they're spread out a little bit more, that would be great for me. So we're gonna think about having a pit. We have the guy with the yellow thing on his helmet again. We go on the inside, tap him a little bit, give him a bit more speed. He brakes earlier than me, and we go just beautifully down the inside. But I'm thinking about having a pit. I'm putting my hand up. I'm actually going into the pit, so that's gonna be the first part of this race. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna be standing here 1 minute, then we're gonna leave the pit and rejoin the race, but that is gonna be the next session. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to see what we get up to, we're now in position 6, but we might even be able to go a little bit quicker and maybe even fight for a podium. We'll see you next week to see what happened. So leave a like if you enjoyed the session, comment if you have any suggestions to improve, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.